we? So I'm going to be reading the testimony to Cassie's, in the Diddy trial, her testimony, and I get all my information from Inner City Press. Sorry. He is an independent journalist. I believe his name is Matthew Lee Russell, and he is actually sitting in the courtroom, and he is, I believe he's like typing away verbatim. So that's how we're able to get the transcripts of in real time transcripts of what's being said. Alrighty, let's begin. Judge. The government has said the defense's cross-examination can go until 4:30 p.m. today, and they'll limit themselves to 30 minutes of redirect. God, another full day of cross-examining Cassie today. Jesus. Esteval, we have evidentiary issues. Judge, tell me about them. Should have been in writing. Esteval, we don't understand why they are taking time objecting to our exhibits. Prosecution, they are proposing to use a video of Mr. Combs walking in nature talking about God. It is improper invited jury nullification. Judge, let's hear it. Esteval, this was about him being in rehab, which Ms. Ventura didn't remember, so we want to refresh her recollection with this. Prosecution, it cannot be played for her in front of the jury. Esteval, we have headphones. Judge, our jury is ready. Any more issues? Esteval, if the rape is after the charged conduct, it shouldn't have come in. It's a huge issue for us. Judge, it's not a huge issue. You didn't raise it at the time. Esteval, we thought we could cross on it. Okay, and then it goes into opening. So that's interesting. They want to show this video of Diddy in rehab. The defense team is trying to establish that Diddy was a drug addict, and so he was insane, and so he didn't have intention of carrying out all the disgusting things that he's being charged with. Okay. All right, Judge. All rise. Good morning. You are still under oath, Ms. Ventura. Esteval, you believe Mr. Combs was blacked out for the Intercontinental event. Cassie, I believe he was intoxicated. Everyone's definition is different. Esteval, but you said blackout. They're trying to establish that he was so blacked out that he never knew what he was doing. That's why he can claim insanity as his defense. So annoying. Esteval, what did you write here? Cassie, I wrote, when you get fucked up the wrong way. Esteval, you meant drugs? Cassie, and alcohol. Esteval, here Mr. Combs writes to you, I am so horny for you. Prosecution, this is not in evidence. Esteval, here Mr. Combs is asking you for sex soon after the Intercontinental, right? Ew. Cassie, I was saying who he felt. Esteval, what did you write back? Cassie, I wrote, we need a different vibe than Friday at the Intercontinental. Okay, so basically, they're talking about another freak off after the Intercontinental hotel incident. That's kind of just a red flag for me, but... Esteval, Mr. Combs wrote, fuck Friday. I don't even want to do that again. What did you write? Cassie, I wrote, LOL, true. Oh, so he's kind of acknowledging that he messed up. Diddy's acknowledging that he messed up. Esteval, Mr. Combs suspected you of having an affair with someone else in the industry. What happened when he took your phone? Cassie, we were in a car and he told me to call my mother. When I did, he grabbed my phone and took it. Esteval, it was a big fight. Cassie, he was just gone. Esteval, for how long? Cassie, a few hours until my mother called the police. Esteval, did Mr. Combs go through your phone? Cassie, I think so. And he called someone on it. Esteval, the person you had an affair with, an NFL player? Cassie, I don't know if he's playing anymore. Esteval, but he was an NFL player, and he was jealous. Esteval, wasn't there a time he found out you were dancing with another person in the entertainment industry and took your phone? Cassie, I don't remember. Esteval, it was Chris Brown. Cassie, I was not dancing with him. Esteval, look at this. It's from 2013. Cassie, now I see. Esteval, what else did Mr. Combs take? Cassie, my car, my passport when he was angry. Esteval, let's refresh you about Mr. Combs being in rehab. Cassie, I vaguely remember. So remember, they're basically trying to take texts that she made in 2013 to say that, oh yeah, she consented. But the relationship from when it started, I believe back in 2011 or maybe even before then, versus how the relationship ended up becoming as it moved into the later years when she was forced into freak offs. Like his defense, he keeps going back to the beginning when the nature of the relationship was different, you know? And it's like as it progressed, it just got worse. And so they're totally misleading, I feel, the jury by going back to the past and like, look, she loved him. Do you see how she's just jealous? She was just so in love with him. Okay, look at this. But what else did Mr. Okay. Why did you go to Sedona? Oh, okay. Cassie, I went to Arizona to get away from the drugs. Esteban, I'm going to go to a new topic. Mr. Combs told you to go get the video you'd heard about. What did you write? Cassie, I wrote, you keep putting me down. Esteban, I'm going to play you some audio. Cassie saying, oh, so the audio is Cassie talking, and she's saying, if you saw a video of someone fucking me, who was fucking me? You have it. Why didn't you show me? Because I'm not disrespectful, bro. Cassie, if you don't show me, I will kill you, cut you up. Still, the audio is playing for the jury. Cassie, I will fucking kill you. I've never killed anyone in my life. I am going to fuck you up. It's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. I'm not playing with you, Sujit. Tell me. Oh, that's interesting. So it sounds like a text that was going on between, or a conversation that was going on between someone and saying she was threatening that she was going to kill. Esteval, that was you, right? Cassie, yes. Esteval, did Mr. Combs express concern about these videos being released? Cassie, when? Esteval, ever. Cassie, yes. Esteval, the escort Jonathan, you thought he took a video. Cassie, yes. Esteval, Mr. Combs spent a lot of money to make sure the video did not get released. Cassie, I don't know. Esteval, you had a conversation with Jonathan Audie that was transcribed. Cassie, I'm not sure. Esteval, he was volatile. Cassie, I didn't trust him. Esteval, what did Mr. Combs say when you told him you thought Mr. Audie was recording? Cassie, he said he'd take care of it. Esteval, are you aware of an escort leaving comments on Mr. Combs' Instagram page? Cassie, I am not. Okay, you guys, I gotta catch up. Jonathan Audie. Jonathan Audie, O-D-D-I, go look him up. He got busted for this shooting in Las Vegas, okay? So he's been locked up since 2018. So when they have him, the feds are interrogating him. He's in like a hospital gown. He's like, this is back in 2018, mind you. The feds are questioning him about the shooting. And he's going off about freak-offs with Cassie and Diddy, about how Diddy pays him to F Cassie and to watch, and he pleasures himself while all this stuff is happening. And Jonathan Audie has been sitting in prison jail since 2018. His trial has not gone forward whatsoever. It hasn't moved. We're sitting at 7 years later, and nothing has gone forward in his trial. That's suspicious. And so anyway, this guy, you go look on top YouTube, Jonathan Audie, O-D-D-I. He's a guy that was interviewed by the feds in 2018, and he's telling them everything. He's telling them about how he F's Cassie, how Diddy loves to pleasure himself, and he's kind of been cast out that he was lying because it was so long ago. But now it's proven and it's factual, and now I wonder if they're going to subpoena him to come and testify. I'm telling you, this Diddy trial is going to be crazy. Okay, Esteban, now let's talk about rehab. Do you still do Suboxone? Cassie, something like it. Esteban, what does it treat? Cassie, opioid addiction. Prosecution, objection. Judge overruled. Esteban, You wrote a book in rehab. The place treats sexual compulsion. She went to rehab for sexual compulsion. Prosecution, objection, judge, sidebar. And they're back. Esteval. Did you get neurofeedback therapy? Cassie, yes. What is it? Cassie, they hook something up to your head and show you things to see how you react. Esteval, were you told the effects of it? Cassie, help me with my trauma. Esteval, did you participate in EMDR? Cassie, yes. Esteval, what does it do? Cassie, memories and processing them. Esteval, the idea is you recall prior traumatic memories, like for PTSD. You are being treated for PTSD? Cassie, yes. I was still physically developing. Esteval, you were 22. Cassie, women keep developing after 22, don't you think? Esteval, but you're not suggesting you were still physically developing after 22? Cassie, I am not. I don't know what that says. Esteval, this message is about having a freak out without ketamine, right? Prosecution, may I confer with the counsel? Judge, no, but we'll take a break. Jury leaves. While the jury is out, judge, witness list by Sunday, 5 p.m. Judge, as for these long text messages, use binders so we can save them. Now a real break. And they come back. So now they had another break. Esteval, Mr. Combs wrote, you're so predictable. You said you were going to tell him you didn't want to do a freakouts anymore, but you didn't say it, did you? Cassie, I did not. Esteval, here, you were suggesting freak-offs with a girl. Esteval, you say you found a photo of Mr. Combs with Gina while you were staying with your parents in Connecticut, right? Cassie, yes. Esteval, you decided to break up with him, and he didn't threaten you, but suggested couples counseling. Cassie, I don't know. Esteval, in August 2018, you called it a closure conversation. Mr. Combs was inviting you to Burning Man, right? Cassie, yes. Esteval, I'll read Mr. Combs. You have anger. Cassie, I wrote, my family knows I am not running around telling our business. Cassie, I wrote, I don't need you to be taking off Kim and Gina. I needed you to put me first. Esteval, please read these. Cassie, I wrote, you lied to me. She never went away. It was the nail in the coffin. Esteval, you meant Gina, the photo? Cassie, yes. Esteval, in your civil lawsuit, you say Mr. Combs raped you in September of 2018 after you had dinner at an Italian restaurant in Malibu, right? Cassie, yes. Esteval, did you meet with the U.S. on November 30th, 2023? Cassie, yes, not the exact date. So this right here proves that she was a part of the initial start of the FBI federal charges against Diddy. No, because he arrested him in September 24th. Okay, I don't know nothing. Never mind. Esteval, in this meeting, you said the rape took place after Mr. Combs returned from Burning Man. You said he was acting strangely at dinner. Cassie, I don't remember exactly that word. Esteval, did you meet the United States on April 8th, 2025? Cassie, around then. Esteval, this message to FB, who's that? Cassie, Frank Black, a name he used. Esteval, he wrote, I'm in an investors conference. We'll get back to this. You still have love for him? Cassie, I have love for the past and what it was. So Frank Black was like another name that Diddy called himself? That's interesting. That's the first I've heard of it. Okay, after yet another sidebar. Esteval, you wrote, I didn't mean to be a bitch. I just don't get the time. He writes, just need you to be positive. I hate fake toxic positivity. Cassie, yes. Esteval, DX1309. That's the number of the exhibit. This is about a yoga instructor. Cassie, yep. Esteval, what did you write? Cassie, I wrote, I've stopped even caring. Esteval, but you did care. Cassie, Cassie, yeah. Esteval, so he said you could date other people. Let's just talk about it, correct? Cassie, yes. Esteval, what did you write? Cassie, I wrote, I do love you. I would just prefer not being one of your girlfriends. Let's get up tomorrow night. I'll go do studio from 6 to 9. Esteval, he writes, can I hold you or are you just going to break up with me? Oh my God, cry me a river. Talk about narcissists and gaslighting. Esteval, and you write back, we can embrace LOL. And you wanted to hug him, right? Cassie, that's what I said. Esteval, did you have sexual intercourse with Mr. Combs that night? Cassie, I did. Esteval, and during that, your now husband FaceTimed you? Cassie, yes. Esteval, your now husband didn't know you were with Mr. Combs at the time. Jesus. Cassie, I don't know what he knew. Esteval, later he discovered it. Prosecution, objection, judge overruled. Esteval, you don't know your husband, you don't know that your husband, you were raped. Cassie, not that evening. Esteval, after Ms. Porter's memorial service, you wrote to him that you were going home. Why had he called Kim his soulmate? What was the 11 years all about? Yes. Esteval, that was hurtful. Cassie, at the time, yes. Esteval, and after that memorial service, you never saw Mr. Combs again, right? Cassie, I did not. Esteval, he let you go, right? Cassie, I never saw him again. I don't know about letting me go. Esteval, you got married to the love of your life, right? Oh, and then judge goes break. Interesting, and they're back. Judge, let's get this done before the jury returns. Esteval, wait, what? Oh, he's talking just to the lawyers. We still think it's appropriate for this message to come in. Prosecution, we still have issues with phrases like, I'd like to reconnect. Prosecution, what state of mind is this being offered for? Judge, there are portions that are properly admissible, so this needs to be redacted if it is going to be admitted into evidence. For example, in the 5th paragraph, I've been getting my life together. No. Esteval, you can get that in through other exhibits. Judge, you can redact it right now. Esteval, I will do it right now. I want to say you're going to finish with cross-examination faster than he thought. Probably before the next break. May I speak with the government for 1 minute? Judge, bring the jury back in. Jury enters. Esteval, Ms. Ventura, we're almost done here. Cassie, thank you. Esteval, I will read Mr. Combs' messages. You're going to make a beautiful mother. God bless. Cassie said, thank you. God bless. So weird, y'all. Cassie, I wrote, we should talk and have closure. Combs, Esteval, Mr. Combs sent back a tear face emoji. He said, you are always my ride or die. Oh my God. Cassie, I thought it was nice. Esteval, you'd been craving that? Cassie, before. I don't think I was craving it now. Esteval, you shaped you over 11 years. Esteval, you shaped each other. Cassie, yes. Esteval, your husband's a physical trainer. Cassie, yes. Esteval, the house you grew up in Connecticut was relatively modest compared to mansions. Cassie, yes. What is the fucking relevance of this? Esteval, you are preparing to tour with a Matt Testa? Cassie, yes. He's an engineer. Esteval, once you settled your suit, you canceled the tour, right? Cassie, yes. Esteval, because you no longer needed the money? Cassie, that wasn't the reason. So they also want to paint Cassie to be a jealous, vexed ex-lover who is just straight after his money, and that's it. Esteval, after the hotel video came out, you posted on Instagram that domestic violence is the issue, right? Cassie, yes, I still feel that way. Esteval, DX1015, that's the exhibit number. Mr. Combs wrote, want to freak off one last time. What did you write? Cassie, I don't want it to be the last time. I want freak offs for the first time. Esteval, no further questions. Oh, they felt like they just did a mic drop. Okay, so they handed her a text, basically, where Diddy asked her, you want to do a freak off one last time? And she wrote back, I don't want it to be the last time. I want to freak off for the first time. I think it's important to know when that text was sent. Because if that was a text sent, like, at the early part of their relationship, then that's a completely different context than when it was later on in the relationship when the relationship was ending. Hi, Kim. So weird. I agree. Prosecution, Ms. Ventura. So now it's redirecting. So now Diddy's defense team is done cross-examining her. It's now switched back over to the prosecution. They said about 30 minutes, they're going to cross-examine her again. Okay. So now we're going prosecution. Ms. Ventura, you were shown this message where you ended. I don't want to freak off for the last time. I want it to be the first time for the rest of our lives. What did you say after that? Cassie, yes, I'm horny. Just got over a UTI. Poor girl, she got a bunch of UTIs. Prosecution, you were shown messages today in which you and Sean were kind and loving. Cassie, yes. Prosecution, did this period ever last? Esteval, objection, judge overruled. Cassie, no, they didn't last. There was a downswing. Prosecution, what world did Sean open up to you? Cassie, a world of chaos. Prosecution, in your 11-year relationship, who did you want to have sex with? Cassie, only him at that time. Prosecution, when Sean wrote, seduce me all day, what did you do? Cassie, write about freak-offs. Ew. Prosecution, were you able to cancel work obligations for freak-offs? Cassie, yes, if I was told to. Prosecution, when you were shooting the movie in South Africa and you blocked him, how did he contact you? Cassie, through Mia. Mia is the other girl who I believe is going to be testifying. And she also dated him and she was an employee of his or something like that. Prosecution, he said he didn't remember hurting you. Did you believe him? Cassie, not always, because I knew him. There were times he was pretty aware of what he was doing. It's just who he was. I'd seen him be violent with other people. Prosecution, on the way back from Cannes, what did Sean do? Cassie, he played a video of me having sex with an escort. Prosecution, what'd he say he'd do? Cassie, he'd release it. Prosecution, when you got to New York, what did Sean ask for? Cassie, a freak off, or else he'd release the video. So he was blackmailing her with these videos also. He was recording these freak offs and he was never in them so that he obviously couldn't be blackmailed, but he was using it to blackmail her. Prosecution, when Sean wrote, you ready for tonight? What did he mean? Cassie, freak off. Prosecution, what were you afraid he would do if you did not do the freak off? Esteval, objection, judge overruled. Cassie, I don't know that week. Judge, next question. Prosecution, do you have any doubt that Sean raped you? Esteval, objection, judge overruled. Cassie, I have no doubt. Prosecution, after Sean raped you on August 8th, did you later have consensual sex with Sean during which your now husband FaceTimed you? Oh my God, yes. She says yes. That poor husband of his, he has to sit in court, listen to Diddy completely torture and abuse his current wife. And then to hear, is this like the fourth time we've heard right now today that they asked that he was FaceTiming her while she was having sex with Diddy? Like, oh, that poor husband, Alex Fine, poor thing. Prosecution, why did you cancel the tour? Cassie, after I filed my civil lawsuit, I was overwhelmed. Addressing the past the way that I chose to was very overwhelming. I didn't want to go. Prosecution, do you plan to file more lawsuits? Cassie, no. Oh, wait, I gotta load more. Prosecution, would you give the $20 million back if you haven't have had to do freak-offs? Esteval, objection, judge overruled. Cassie, I would give it back to get my agency back. Prosecution, did he beat you during freak-offs? Cassie, yes, and starts crying. Prosecution, were you open to freak-offs at the beginning? Cassie, at the beginning. Prosecution, did you tell him when you no longer wanted to do them? Cassie, yes, more than once. Prosecution, what concerns did you have about saying no to freak-offs? Cassie, safety, career, love. Prosecution, no further questions. Judge, Ms. Esteval, you knew, so now Esteval is going to redirect and cross-examine again. Esteval, you knew Mr. Combs' sexual preference was those freak-offs, right? Cassie, I learned. Esteval, it was part of being his girlfriend. Cassie, yeah. Esteval, you kept your old device? Cassie, yes. Esteval, and freak-off videos in this case, they were all on these devices you kept from 2012 and 2014. Cassie, I don't know what year. Esteval, you were able to stand at his side at the Met Gala. Being his girlfriend gave you access to producers. Cassie, yes. Esteval, beyond Kid Cudi, what other... Sorry, my ears are itchy. I have allergies, and right now everything's itchy. Esteval, beyond Kid Cudi, what other musicians were you put in the studio with? Were you put in the studio with Nicki Minaj? Cassie, yes. Esteval, you were put in the studio with Lil Wayne? Cassie, yes. Esteval, and with Rick Ross and Pusha T, am I forgetting any names? Cassie, you've got a lot of names. I like her answers. Esteval, you are self-conscious about your musical talent. Cassie, I wouldn't say that. Esteval, you had a bad performance on 106 in Park. Cassie, early in my career. Esteval, you did music videos. Were they successful? Judge, may we have a brief sidebar? Esteval, D-Rock was like a member of your family. Cassie, yes, like a brother. Esteval, the assistant Mia. Oh, Mia was an assistant to Diddy. She's also supposed to be testifying. The assistant Mia, you also had a friendship with. Cassie, yes. Esteval, okay. Here you begin with an explicit message and he responds with one. You are actively sexting. Esteval, you stated that you were feeling overwhelmed after filing your civil lawsuit, right? Cassie, yes. Esteval, you recently received a settlement from the Intercontinental. Cassie, no. Esteval, you made a demand? Cassie, yes. $10 million, maybe. So she actually reached out to get a settlement to Intercontinental where she got beat. Judge, anything further? Prosecution, I just have one question. Judge, I was asking Ms. Estavo, can you wrap up in 2 minutes? Esteval, this is the last thing I'll ask you to read, Ms. Ventura. Cassie, thank you. We need closure and understanding. And then they're done. Prosecution, why do you keep your devices? Cassie, I was afraid of what was on them. I wouldn't take them to the Apple store. Esteval, one question. You just reached a $10 million settlement with Intercontinental last week before the trial. Objection, overruled. Cassie, yes. Judge, break. Okay, so during the break, this is what's happening. Diddy's other lawyer, Agnafilo. We object to the testimony of the witness after the special agent, Dawn Richard. Remember, she's from Danity Kane, and she testified that Diddy sexually assaulted her and that she witnessed Cassie being beat by Diddy. Judge, why is this coming up at 3:30 p.m.? Yeah, it's a little bit late. Going forward, you just address things before the courtroom. Okay. Jury enters. Prosecution. Good afternoon. Oh, wait. Is Cassie done? Oh, that was the end of Cassie's. Oh, so literally they ended her testimony on finding out that she reached a $10 million settlement with Intercontinental last week, right before the trial. Crazy. I know, I feel so bad. Oh, thank you. I feel so bad for Cassie's husband. Okay, so, I mean, if you guys want, I feel like I should just make another video for this. But apparently there's a special agent that I might as well just keep going. I'll keep going. Okay. This is a new prosecution. Good afternoon. Where do you work? Her name is Special Agent Yassine Binda. I'll call her Binda. HSI, in the Human Trafficking Group. I'm in the Crisis Negotiation Group 2. Prosecution, did you serve subpoenas in this case? Agent Binda, yes. Prosecution, when Sean Combs was arrested, where did you go? Binda, the Park Hyatt, room 2115, where he was staying. Now a photo of the entrance is shown to the jury. Prosecution, what did you do? Agent Binda, we assigned a letter to each room and began to search. Oh, so there was more rooms? Or maybe there's a lot of rooms in that room, hotel room. Okay, prosecution, what was your role? Binda, I took photographs of items, then signed them on the 6051 form. Prosecution, was this found in the closet? Photos shown is plastic bags full of Johnson & Johnson's baby oil and Astroglide bottles. Plastic bags, plural. Agent, oh, chicken reviews. Okay. What was found in the bathroom? Binda, several bottles of baby oil. They now show a picture of the baby oil. Okay. Prosecution, I can't see. Okay. Prosecution, and that is this? Binda. Ooh, what is this? Binda, bags of pink powder found in the medicine bottle. Stipulation shown agreeing it was found and tested by Customs and Border Control Lab. That's in parentheses. So basically, I forget the pink cocaine, I think is what they're calling it. But basically, that was found, which I think is ketamine, cocaine, and it's one other drug that's all mixed together, and that's what they're calling pink cocaine, and that's what Diddy had on him when he got arrested. And so his defense team is trying to also prove that he's a drug addict, and that's why he shouldn't be charged with anything because he's out of his mind and claiming insanity. Okay. Prosecution, reading from the strip. The pink powder was found to be ketamine, ketamine and MDMA in a bottle. Physical evidence is passed around to the jury. The photo. Okay, so they're passing the photo of the pink powder around to the jurors. Prosecution, what was found in the black mini pack bag? Binda, $9,000. Prosecution, please take the cash out of the bag. So they actually have the bag there in court. Agent Binda takes the cash out of the bag and fans out the bills. Prosecution, no further questions. Judge, any cross? Diddy's attorney, Tenny Garagos, comes up. In the hotel room, did you see any bags and clothing indicating that woman was staying with him there? Binda, yes. Judge, the U.S. may call its next witness. Oh, that was it. Okay. So there was a woman in the hotel when Diddy got arrested in September 2024. We do not know who this woman is, and we do not know if she was a paid sex worker or if she was somebody else. I heard a report on some other person's page that it was someone, but I don't remember. Oh, Lil Miami? Somebody who was like dealing his drugs for him. Okay. So that agent is done being examined. Now we're moving on to Don Richard. Judge, the U.S. may call its next witness. Prosecution, Your Honor, the government calls Don Richard. Where are you from? Don Richard. Yes, let's go. I cannot wait because she has been speaking out against Diddy, and her and Aubrey O'Day were both in Danity Kane, and Aubrey O'Day was very vocal about speaking out against Diddy. But Don Richard also has a lawsuit claiming sexual assault by Diddy, and I forget how many millions she's asking for, maybe 10? I was reading it yesterday. I can't remember. Okay. Don Richards, New Orleans, Louisiana. Prosecution, from 2004 and 2011, who did you work for? Don Richards, Puff, Sean Combs. Prosecution, did you see him? Richards, yes. Prosecution, who is depicted in this photo? Richard, Cassie. Maybe I'll call her Don. I won't say Richard. Sorry, my nose is itchy. The pollen here is off the chain. Okay, prosecution. In 2009, did you observe an incident between Puff and Cassie? Don, she was attacked by Sean Combs, kicked. Prosecution, did you see more violence by him against Cassie? Don, often. A photo of Diddy showing, it says Diddy Dirty Money shown. Prosecution, when were you a member of this group? Don, from 2009 to 2011. Prosecution, the incident in 2009 when Sean Combs beat Cassie, where was it? Don, in Sean Combs's LA home. We were recording. Prosecution, what did he do? Don, he was saying, Where the F is my food? He grabbed a black skillet with eggs and tried to hit her over the head. Cassie dropped to the ground. Prosecution, what did she do? Dawn, she went into a fetal position. Oh my God, you guys. That poor girl. Okay, prosecution. And then what? Dawn, Sean Combs was kicking her in the head and body, then dragged her up to the first floor, glass breaking and yelling. I was scared for her and for me too. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. I gotta blow my nose. It's okay. Then what? Oh no, okay. Prosecution, did you intervene? Dawn, no. Prosecution, did you call the police? Dawn, no. Prosecution, the next day, what happened? Dawn, that it has been passionate and she was okay. That it would be better if we didn't talk, that people could end up missing. Prosecution, how did you understand that? Oh, Dawn, death. Agnaphilo. Oh, Agnaphilo is cross-examining now. Objection, sidebar. So they go to the sidebar, they come back, judge. Jurors, you can leave for the weekend. Watch the Yankees, play the Mets or the Knicks. If you're not into sports, there's a lot going on. See you Monday. Jurors leave. Judge, Ms. Richard, you can leave. Judge, about this line of testimony. Prosecutor Comey, this shows consciousness of guilt for count 1 and relevant to count 1. Agnaphilo, it's not sex trafficking, it's domestic violence. Judge, why didn't you bring a motion in limine on this? Agnaphilo, I don't know. Agnaphilo, we cannot sit here and say Miss Ventura did anything because of this event because she didn't talk about this one. So this is rank speculation, Judge. But she was there. Agnaphilo, she doesn't know the effect on Cassie Ventura. Judge, who are the next witnesses? Comey, Carrie Morgan, David James. Ooh, we got to find out who David James is. Is that it? Okay. Oh, okay. Judge, so that's it. I'll have a word in the robing room with Ms. Comey and Mr. Agnaphilo. I don't need court reporter. And that's it. That's it for the day, you guys. Okay, wait. U.S. says, Estevao is asking questions that appear to be solely related to numerous civil lawsuits against the defendant following here. That is it. That's very interesting. So it sounds like Dawn Richards is going to continue to testify on Monday. They're going to start fresh and new. So that's a good thing. She's going to be fresh and new. That is crazy. We now officially have a witness who saw Diddy hit her over with a skillet? Are you kidding me? Those things are heavy. Could you imagine? Hi, you guys. Munchie Hines. Hi. Kicking her in the head and body and dragged her up to the first floor, glass breaking and yelling. I can't even believe that. That poor girl. So Monday, we're going to be back at it. I'm going to go and look up Carrie Morgan, but that's crazy. Carrie Morgan's name has been brought up a bunch ever since Cassie first took the stand on, was it Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday when she took the stand. And as we learned, she and Cassie and Carrie Morgan had a falling out, even though they were best friends for a while. It'll be interesting. Oh, and then we got to look up David here. I can get out of this. Why don't I just pop on really fast and try to look up who David James is really quick. David James of Diddy trial. Oh, I should have just gone to ChatGPT. Oh, was he an assistant? I don't know. I'm gonna have to go find out who he is. He might have been an assistant. Anyways, thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. That is officially the May 16th testimony. As it seems right now, Cassie's testimony is done. Like, she's not going to be testifying anymore. They're not going to be cross-examining her. Unless if some type of new evidence comes up and then they'll have to recall her. I'm not too sure, but to have a RICO charge is pretty big. And that's definitely what they're trying to get him on. So what I think the prosecution was really smart about how their opening state, about how they got, yeah, she did like it in the beginning, but I think it doesn't mean that she said yes to all of them. And towards the end, she stated in the other day that she's done over hundreds of freak offs. So that's more than 200 at least, which that is 200 too many. But she, all it is she still needs to agree to all of them. So if she even says no to one of them, like, that's not okay, in my book. I totally forgot what I was talking about earlier, but whatever. I got thrown up. Thank you guys for joining. We'll be back on Monday. Oh, about Cassie, unless like new evidence comes up that is pertinent to her, she's done. And I know that the judge had stipulated in the beginning that Cassie was only going to be for this first week, and he in fact got upset with Diddy's defense team because he felt like they were kind of dragging on, and they weren't really piecing everything together in a cohesive way. I don't know. We'll see if he beats it. I don't think he's going to beat it. With the 5 charges that he's got against him, this is literally just the beginning. They have so many witnesses. Aubrey O'Day has been subpoenaed. Al B. Shore has been subpoenaed. Don Richards is. So what they're also doing, they were smart, right? In how they laid out this case, right? So first they brought up, was it the security guard first? And yeah, the security guard first, right? So the security guard establishes that her getting beat in the hotel actually happened. He also produced an email from that day that talks about that altercation happening. Then the next person that they had on the stand was a male escort that was in the room when she got beat. Okay, so they took his testimony. Then it got to Cassie, and Cassie was then able to, they're, I, we shall see. Here's whoever UO9Y whatever is, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. There's gonna be a high, you guys. There's gonna be a lot. There's a lot more evidence that we don't know about. There's gonna be a lot more, what do you call that? There's going to be a lot more witnesses testifying that we don't even know yet. So we're going to see in the end what's going to happen. Time will tell. But this case is, projected to be about 8 to 12 weeks. So we're only in the first 5 days of the official trial. So we have quite a bit of ways to go. We shall see. But I think the prosecution was really smart because Cassie was able to name, yeah, the tunnels is an interesting one. We'll have to wait and see what comes of that. But Cassie was able to name all these different people, right? Christina Coram, his assistants, people that Diddy used to carry out his enterprise. And so what that is doing is it's establishing that Diddy had an enterprise of people, right? Because that was the whole joke. It's like, how is Diddy going to be charged for RICO when he's the only one being charged, right? But I feel like that's kind of how they're building their case. It's like, okay, Diddy was at the head and Cassie named all these people. And then now I have a feeling Christina Coram is going to be testifying. I think she's going to testify. And I think there's a ton of witnesses. And the thing is they can claim DV and whatever, but now you're going to have people who weren't his girlfriends that was sexually assaulted by him come in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be different if it was only Cassie, but there's going to be a bunch of different ones and a bunch of people we don't even know yet. We have no clue. So time will tell. We're going to see. Tune back in on Monday. Just so you guys know, I really like doing this live. It's a lot easier for me because then I can just read everything once and I don't have to upload everything. Yes. Yeah. Well, I definitely think Cassie was used to establish his behavior of abuse, of being a violent person. And then she was also able to establish connections to a lot of people. So that kind of helps with the RICO charge, right? Now, as far as the trafficking go, that definitely has nothing to do with Cassie. But that also means if they're going to be saying trafficking, they also have to have witnesses that's going to be backing them up and proving that as well, too. So we're going to wait and see. Because this is just the beginning. I think we're going to continuously, we already got a lot of big mind-blowing things that happened. That she was forced to, she got UTIs, and I don't even know how that works, in her mouth. And Africa motherland. Okay, well, time will tell. We shall see. We have time. Here's the thing. If it was just between Diddy and Cassie, that'd be kind of different. That'd be kind of like a little bit harder to prove. But there is a lot of witnesses and there is a lot of people. And so once there's like a lot of people, like I'm not saying one or two, like this could have happened one or two times, Africa motherland. There's like a lot of people. There's a lot of lawsuits. There's a lot of witnesses to things. So it's like, we shall see. We shall see. We'll tune in. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to continue to read the transcripts as they come out. So starting Monday, we'll do that again. We'll continue to go live and we'll keep you guys up to date. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful weekend and I'll see you guys next week. Aloha.